always said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, Iowa, home of the Hawkeyes. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Louisville Cardinals, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Iowa Hawkeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Hawkeyes about to kick it away and get this season started. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. This one, the boot's shaking underneath us, guys. Looking for a man, it's Adams. Throws to the tight end. Wide open downfield. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37. Apparently, line number one on the game plan, attack. Now, immediately.
And this quarterback, he smelt it. He knew he had an opportunity. This is a guy who loves taking shots any chance he has. You saw it on that first play of the game.
Handoff from the gun. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. Let's take a look at the big picture for Louisville. They reached a national championship game last year, couldn't quite get the job done. What challenges do you see them running into this year beyond the schedule?
And that motivated them all offseason. To be runner-ups, to watch somebody else celebrate and hold the trophy. You were so close, Jesse. New additions, new faces, but this squad is hungry.
That's the key. This coaching staff really took a deep dive into their roster, and they isolated the positions that they felt they needed to get better at, and they addressed that in high school recruiting and the portal. I'm expecting big things from them this year.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You're trying to throw the ball harder to penetrate through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on fourth down. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high-percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one and to keep the drive alive.
He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to it. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the defense.
Looking to throw again. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Looking to pass. It's Adams. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Louisville! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6. They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that.
And, man, that was a nice job by the tight end, finding the soft spot in the defense in the end zone on that TD.
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. Nifty run there. Pickup of 6 out to the 25. And the Hawkeyes in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Right back to the well. Oh, better look out. Turning it on. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Quick strike complete. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Takes the handoff. It's Hansen. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down. The Hawkeyes are on the move. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires deep toward the end zone. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
First play of the drive comes from the 22. Back to pass, it's Adams. They'll run the screen. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Well, give the defense credit on that one, because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
To the air on 2nd down. Catch in the middle, it's Hughes. Turns it on in midfield. Turns it on down the left side. He's at the 10. Touchdown Cardinals. He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. On the run, it's Hansen. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. He's got 47 yards for him on the ground now. What a first quarter for this guy. And the Hawkeyes can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Caught near the sticks. It's Dean. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. They've got a 1st down here to open the period. single back formation, and they give it to him. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Gets it to him on the screen. Oh, the speed, the acceleration, the elusiveness, and he's down to the 43.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
They'll try the run. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
And the Hawkeyes pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll ride the hot hand. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Get it out on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Fires toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
That's one thing this defense takes a lot of pride on. They like tackling the catch, and they like being around the ball. That time, he was in proximity to knock that thing loose. Nice physical play.
Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Kick comes up a little short, and now he's thinking kick 6. Oh, he's got some space. Past the 20. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Cardinals!
And it's shades of kick 6. He showed you the speed. As soon as he fielded that missed kick, it was off to the races. Lots of open grass, and what a momentum-shifting play, taking that missed field goal back to the house.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Iowa has the ball back on offense. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. They'll start this drive going to the air. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
They'll run play action. Buys a little time with his feet. Makes the grab. It's Coffee. At the 40, there he goes. He's loose. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score.
Touchdown, Iowa! Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Power football with the run. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Adams. Fires to the big fella. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. These Hawkeye fans know exactly what to do to get behind this D on 3rd down. He'll try to pick it up on the ground. Crosses to 40. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a 1st down.
And they may have caught the defense napping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that 3rd down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of downs.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football in these 3rd down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, right away after picking up a 1st down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on 1st down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Throws to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Hughes. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the 1st down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing 1st downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing 1st downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And you could tell the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan, and the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand, and more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end of the plays, when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always bode well in the 4th quarter game.
Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. To throw, it's Adams. Fires to the right. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Absolute shame. Missed it. Missed the field goal, but still a 2-touchdown lead at 14.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
First play of the drive, wants to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there, forces 2nd down.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Finds the tight end. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. Wants to throw on 1st down. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Yeah, he's not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time, that's what forced the incomplete.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
He might want another play. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He's going to take off. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
Nice job by the defense getting after the QB. He's trying to scramble around. He's trying to go get that first with his legs, but he's not able to do it because of the speed on defense.
The Hawkeyes decide to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon.
Returner goes out of bounds.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. Creates a little room. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. He'll put total leather and get this second half started. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half. I
think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Got a first down there, stopped a yard short. It'll be 3rd down. And the Hawkeyes headed quickly to the line. Quarterback may change this route. Trying play action. Moving away from pressure. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
That's a bit of a gut punch if you're the offense because you went in at halftime, you made your adjustments, you're feeling good about your game plan coming here in the second half, and right away you throw an interception to the defense.
Looking downfield, it's Adams. Takes the easy throw in the flat. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Touchdown! And they take it in for 6 more points. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner is stopped. Iowa has the ball back on offense. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly. Quickly out to the tight end.
Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
To the air on first down. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism, but him and the QB, they just don't seem to be on the same page right now.
Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
It'll be 3rd and long. To the air, it's Adams. Pulls it in, it's Edwards. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. This offense is completely confident in their ability to get 1 yard. They'll go for it on 4th down. Right down the middle. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw on 1st down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move.
Well, the offense is able to avoid disaster right there. Problem is they fumbled it, but thankfully they were able to jump back on and not have a turnover.
The Hawkeyes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Oh, they're after him. Tackled there by the defense.
Well, that's just an amazing individual effort, trying to get back as much yardage as possible to set up a third and manageable situation, right? Nice job in the open field, understanding the situation. You obviously cannot take a sack at this juncture on the drive, so do what you can do to put your offense in a good position here on third down.
And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and the defense comes up with a stop.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver and maybe making it where it's more of a 50-50 ball where he can make a play. Defense gets the big stop.
The give on the option. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2. And the Cardinals in the hurry-up.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
With the catch, it's Edwards. Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
Caught in the backfield, it's Edwards. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
Going for it all. And the pass falls incomplete. That's how we'll wrap up the third quarter of play. But now, time for the fourth quarter. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through 3 quarters for these two guys. Now just about ready to snap it to start the fourth. So the final period starts with a second down play. The play action fake. Takes a hit as he fires. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
Scanning the field, it's Adams. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's first down in the red zone at the 10. He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass called is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ball game, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because stats matter late in the game. You want some postseason awards? Keep chucking it, keep getting those stats.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. Rides to back and leaves it. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. On third and short, they'll try to convert through the air. And that one's way too far for everybody.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
He didn't make it. They'll have to give up the football, and hope is still alive.
It is what it is. There's no pressure. This game's over. You're up by a ton of points. They're not going to come back here in the fourth quarter, so you're just trying to put up more stats. And listen, stats count. Like, we all count our stats. At the end of the season, we look up, you got 1,000 yards receiving. Like, all these plays still matter.
He's going to fire deep. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync. And that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Looking for a man. It's Sullivan. Just led him a little too far across the sidelines. Makes the catch, but it's incomplete.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Unloads to the wideout. And is going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs.
There's not many play calls on the sheet to score a bunch of points really quickly, so you got to go for it here. I like the aggressiveness, but this offense continues to miss the mark, and they just got to score more points. They got to do better. Right, Palmer? That's expert analysis. They got to do better.
Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat.
The most frustrating thing I see in football is when teams give up and they quit and they wave the white flag. It drives me nuts. You're on the field. Your job is to stop them. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard is. It doesn't matter how much time is left. Keep fighting. Keep grinding. You never know what can happen. Maybe you get hot.
There he goes.
And this offense is going to have to catch some breaks, man. They're going to have to make some big plays. They're going to have to push the ball down the field, break some tackles, hit some home runs, down 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to do everything right.
Second down, they'll go to the air. He'll take a deep shot here. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
He's in open space downfield. So important to convert these third downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42. And the Hawkeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw, it's Sullivan. Throws for the tight end. Complete downfield. Smashes through the tackle. And he can't hold on to the ball at the end of this big game. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The Hawkeyes are moving quickly down the field. They'll give it to the back. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to fire on second down. Almost had the pick there. Would have been his second of the game. Instead, it brings up third down.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Caught behind the line. It's Woods. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that third down.
Third down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out and get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. Fourth down now up.
And it's batted away, and the fourth down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Got a man. It's Edwards. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism. Because of him, they've got this huge lead in the fourth quarter. So why stop throwing it? Just keep it going when the going's good.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. The give as they work on that clock.
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
Back to throw, it's Adams. Sets up the screen. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Quarterback just flat missed it, incomplete.
And the offense comes up short on 3rd down, but I'll tell you what, they've still had a good day. There's so many positives to point to. I'll be interested to see if they go for it here on 4th down. They don't have to. They got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, shown a variety of all kinds of things. Now it's just about how they want to finish.
Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. On the ground, it's Patterson. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop them right here. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. They're throwing for it on 4th down. He's taking the deep shot. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
Well, at this point of the game, in the second half, down 3 possessions, you're not punting anymore, right? Every 4th down you're going to be going for, regardless of where you are on the field. The problem is, defense knows it too, so they're going to play call accordingly. That time, they had a better play call on. They execute. It's just been that kind of day for this offense.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they built this lead. They've had a great day today.
And they get him on the ground, and that's going to do it. Ball game is over. They get a big win here and start the season on a positive note.
You got to love that as the players. You come out, you have so much anticipation coming into the season, finally getting ready to play in front of a live audience. You're able to come out and execute and get this win under your belt. David, couldn't be a better way to start the year.
And for the losing team, obviously, it's a little bit different. You have something to look at now to analyze where do I need to get a little bit better, but plenty of time still left in the season to improve and turn it around.